Hey everybody, this is Jason Roggasch. I wanted to make a video today about, I don't know, this one's fucking weird to me. I don't even know where to start with this, and I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible because this is one of those things, if I go too long with this video, I'm going to end up pissing off every single person on YouTube at some point that does hoax videos, that are conspiracy people, because I don't want to be associated with them anymore. I find all of you hoax fuckers, you all are ghoulish, goblin, clickbait, troglodytes who should fucking shoot themselves in the fucking face. You are ugly, horrible fucking people who continue to make every fucking thing in the conspiracy community more difficult with your asshole, ridiculous, childish, obviously incorrect, obviously easily disproven, easily deconstructed, easily debunked hoax bullshit. This Virginia shooting, to jump on the hoax train, ignoring all of the factors that this guy worked for that station, that the cameraman that he shot actually turned him into HR, got him fired or got the process rolling. The fact that he had claimed that he had been called a monkey at the station by people that were involved, that he worked with. The fact that he was a homosexual black man in America who was 6'3", 240 pounds. Those pictures of him that he showed, that he posted, he looks disheveled. He looks insane. He looks tired. I don't care if everybody, they're on television. They're all actors. So if they were former actors somewhere and did acting, that would make sense because they're on television. If you really believe that the powers that be would run a hoax like this and use actors that were easily available to find that these people were actors under the same names, you're a fucking moron. You guys are ghouls. Man, you guys have lost your fucking way in such a major... Is it worth doing these kind of videos for clicks and subscriptions? Is it worth putting your name and your voice and your ideas out there and associate them with something so vile as everything is a hoax? This is like the Marysville shooting. This is like people rush right out and say it's a hoax. You know what the real hoax is? That we still have handguns available for sale in America. We're all doped up. We're all fucking on some kind of antidepressant. We're all on some kind of fucking drug. We're all working too many hours. We're all frustrated. We're all pissed off. We're all being marginalized. We're losing our homes. And we're still selling guns at Walmart. We're like, hey, here, have these guns. Just do whatever the fuck you want with them. If you can afford to buy this and you can pass a background check, you can have a gun. It's 2015, and you're going to see gun violence like this when guns are so readily fucking available everywhere. I live in Alaska. I live in Anchorage, Alaska. This is gun central. Do I think the Second Amendment is important? Sure. Do I think that guns should be illegal? I'm honestly at the point now where I'm tired of this. I don't want to see any of my family get shot in public. I don't want to see any of my friends get shot in public. I don't want to get shot in public. I don't want to listen. I don't want to have to hear in 6 months from now or a year now that there was a school or a park or a Walmart or a hotel or a public facility or a military base. There's shootings on military bases. I mean, are we seeing... you can say all these are hoaxes because you need them to be the Zionist hoax to get your guns so Jews can take over the world. You right-wing Christian morons have allowed yourself to... there are people that defend David Duke on my channel. There are people who are defending David fucking Duke. This is part of the fucking problem with the conspiracy community. You right-wing, hardcore, racist motherfuckers need to die off. You need to go the fuck away. Because you're all horrible people who aren't real researchers. You're not really educated. You don't really read. You don't really pay attention to what's going on. You don't know how economies of scale work. You have no fucking clue. All you do is listen to documentaries and you read anything that reinforces your already anti-Jewish, anti-black, anti-Mexican opinions, anti-homosexual opinions, all of it. anti-gay marriage opinions. You think that gay marriage is the reason that civilization's going to fall? You think that transgender bathrooms are the reason that's the beginning of the end of us? Capitalism is raping your fucking children's future. Do you get that? This imperialism of the United States is destroying the world, and you can stop it if you just get involved. If we all just get involved. Instead, you're making hoax videos about a Virginia shooting that you can clearly see the pattern of madness this guy was going through. Christ, he telegraphed that he was going to do something violent. I mean, what are we doing here? You're going to ignore all of that and just go, well, it's a hoax to take your guns. You're fucking stupid, man. Do some fucking research. Stop believing Tyranny News Network and Jim fucking Fetzer. Stop, please. Please stop making these hoax videos until you know it's a hoax. And if you believe that things are hoaxes and you really are serious about this and you're really seriously trying to fight the New World Order, then you should be so certain it's a hoax before you put a video out. I watched some of these videos that people put out as hoaxes. These are jokes. These are people who know that this is their opportunity to get 200, 300, 400 subscribers from this. People aren't stupid. They want to make money on fucking YouTube. I don't want to work. I would prefer never. I own my own business, so I don't mind working. But there's a lot of people who don't want to work. I'm not appealing enough. I'll never be mass appealing enough because I'm the wet blanket on the fire. I'm the guy. I'm the conspiracy theorist who's a debunker, who deconstructs everything to oblivion. So I'm not the guy that ever is going to be popular with anybody in mass numbers. I wish I would be. I wish somehow my message was more popular and that I was more popular. But that is not going to happen. And I've realized that after a year of doing this, after about 2 years of doing this now with my old channel. I like it when people do great analysis on events, but these shooting events where you're just ignoring all of the facts that don't fall directly because there's a black guy that shoots a white person, so it's a race war. It's a gun that he's waving a gun in front, and then he posts it on social media, so obviously it's like a movie. It's not a movie. Social media is available to everybody. Christ, you don't even need a computer. You could go to a goddamn library and upload a video. What are we talking about here? Editing software is free online. I mean, what are we doing? Where are we going with all of this? When do we stop and say, you know what? Guns are killing people. They are part of the problem when a mentally ill person can go buy a fucking gun. And I'm not saying that gun laws would have stopped this guy, but we're not even addressing that shit. The mainstream is, the normal cons, the regular people out there are saying, you know, guns might be not the best thing in the world to be saturated in guns in an economy. And they're not even looking at the economy. I'm looking at it as the economy. People getting squeezed out of their jobs. You know why people kill? They kill for money and love. And your job is money. And your job can become love as well. And this guy was a black homosexual in America grappling with all that. And he was religious. And he was a Christian. I believe he was a Christian, correct? He was a Christian. I think I read that he was religious. He mentioned God in his thing. I mean, the guy was going through so much turmoil. Maybe if he'd have let his faith go, he could have accepted his homosexuality a little bit. I mean, the guy changed his fucking name. He went on television. He was a completely fake person. Anyone who goes on TV, by the way, and becomes a television reporter, which is the worst job in America, one of the worst jobs. It's like with dentist and some other shit. It's like the worst job in America. Not dentist, but something else is like right up there with it. Being a television reporter. Because it's such a horrible fucking job. You get paid shitty money. It's all about your appearance, and it's not rewarding at all. People think they want to do it because they watch that shit on TV all their whole lives, and then they go do it. This guy looked like he was disturbed from jump. They're talking about they've talked to people that knew him. This guy was never right in his head. And he killed somebody in the way that somebody on television would kill somebody. He wanted to make the whole world see it. Pay attention to me in my last act. And then the cops killed him because the cops overreacted. I wish the cops would have tried to get him. And like Christopher Dorner, I wish they would have gotten him. And he could have been interviewed. And you could have figured out what's going on with this and why he did this instead of murdering the fucking suspect. But I guess they had no choice. So my point is, it's not a hoax. There are hoaxes. I believe that TSA, CIA thing, and CIA, that guy that in LAX that supposedly shot the TSA guy, the one with the picture with the Kardashian, I think that was a hoax. I think if you can't tell that was a dummy, them dragging out and putting in the ambulance and the ambulance doesn't leave, it's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. That was, and CIA, but I don't think this was. I think this was a disgruntled guy living in a country that is making life hard for everybody. And he had readily accessible to a weapon that can kill massive amounts of people with just pulling the trigger. He doesn't have to physically get on them and stab them and find a carotid artery and overpower them and catch them. He can just simply stick out his arm and take their life. That is what it should be about. But we don't want to make it about guns, do we? Because if we make it about guns, then, God, where are we then? Then we might actually have to do something about firearms. Then we might actually have to get some technology or figure something out. I'm not saying go to homes and see. I'm not even going in that. I believe that the Second Amendment is necessary to protect us from fascism. That's what I believe. I believe that the Second Amendment exists only it's to protect us from fascism. Now, you can go into personal protection. I think every woman should carry a gun that works. If they want them, they should have guns. Because rape and being overpowered by a man is a very real thing, and a gun is a great equalizer. But this is not a hoax. This Virginia shooting was not a hoax. And there are many, you ghouls out there, you awful demons who keep doing this shit. You guys have got to understand that you're damaging the whole fucking process. You're damaging anything that might be a hoax. You're damaging the idea of gun control. You're damaging all of it because you are ignoring everything and you are going right to the hoax. People have gone full hoax retard, and they just keep doing it. And it's clickbait and it's to get attention. Shame on you motherfuckers out there who call this a hoax. Fuck you guys. You don't even have any evidence or proof of any of it. Sadly, this is an event, and the next shooting will be the same thing, and I'll be doing a video about that, I'm sure. Thank you for listening very much, and have a fucking terrible day.